I am John's reflection. Every morning, he rises from sleep and walks into the bathroom, and he makes faces. I am so tired of the faces. He makes them for at least half an hour, sometimes more, mocking, ridiculous faces. I have no choice but to mimic his every action, although inside, I am seething with anger. He does this every day. Well, used to. One morning he awoke as usual and entered the bathroom. On this particular morning, against his will, he picked up a pair of scissors. On this particular morning, against his will, he gripped those scissors tightly in his fist, and he plunged them directly into his right eye. John screamed and screamed, and screamed some more. I screamed and screamed too, with one difference. I can't mimic his pain, just his face. It was her eyes that first attracted me to her. I didn't believe in love, but the first time I gazed into her beautiful green eyes, I knew she was the one. I love seeing myself reflected in those eyes, looking deep into her soul and knowing I was part of it. It's kind of stupid, but I even wrote poetry about them. I don't remember much, but I told her that there's so much life within your eyes and so much love. Oh God, I loved the way the light danced within them. I couldn't just imagine not being able to stare dreamily into them. Now, if I can just find a box that was half as beautiful as her eyes, I could stop carrying them around in my pocket. The story goes like this. You decided to ride the elevator. You're going up. The murderer will get in with you. He'll wait for you to press a button. Then he'll press the button of the floor right below you. When you get to that floor, the door will open and the murderer will get out. As the doors are about to completely close, he will turn around, and in the small opening between the two doors, you'll see his knife. Then you'll hear him say, "I'm gonna kill you on the next floor." He'll then run up the stairs and wait for you. When the doors open, he will be there, and he'll kill you. The worst part is not the death itself, but the sheer horror you'll experience in between those two floors, when you're trapped in the elevator and you know you're going to get murdered. Finally, to his car, he drove away from there as fast as he could. When he finally felt safe enough to breathe, a voice from the back seat said, "Leaving so soon?" On the last day of every month, close the blinds or curtains before you sleep. If in the middle of the night you hear a tapping noise at your window, don't open your eyes. If you're one of the unlucky ones, you'll hear that pebble sound at your window. It's not a friend, just keep your eyes shut. The sound will get louder, the tapping will get faster and faster. Don't let your curiosity get the better of you. Don't move. It'll lose its patience. It'll start thumping the window. Your window will shake and shudder, and the noises will only get louder. It will furiously pound the window and shake the panes. Don't worry. The window won't break, but for goodness sake, don't open your eyes. No matter how scared you are, no matter how badly you want to scream, pretend like you don't hear it. Pretend you're still asleep. After a while, the noises will stop. Don't fall for it. Keep your eyes shut. Try to sleep if you can. Don't get up. Don't open your eyes. Don't open them until the sun comes up. Those who do open their eyes, well, no one really knows what happens. You are home alone, and you hear on the news about the profile of a murderer who is on the loose. You look out the sliding glass doors to your backyard, and you noticed a man standing out in the snow. He fits the profile of the murderer exactly, and he's smiling at you. You gulp, picking up the phone to your right and dialing 911. You look back out the glass as you press the phone to your ear, and notice he's much closer to you now. You then drop the phone in shock. There's no footprints in the snow. It's his reflection. Go to any mirror and put your hand against the glass. Don't worry, nothing will grab you. Wait. Sometimes it takes half a day. Sometimes it takes a moment, but you'll yank your hands away when you feel it. Worms or centipedes, who knows? All pressed in tight like there's no more room on that side, wriggling against your skin. When you pull back, the glass is the same, and you'll be unharmed. But now, you know it's there. The cashier swipes my items across the scanner as I stare at the floor. I find it easiest to get through my anxiety by avoiding eye contact with people. That's why I only go shopping at night, fewer people to avoid. Did you find everything okay? She asks casually. I mumble to the floor. Her voice sounds nice, pleasant. Curiosity wins over and I glanced up. The cashier's head is completely caved in on the left side. Blood is streaming out her eye and her ear on the right. Probably a car accident. I snap my gaze back down towards the floor and feel vomit at the back of my throat. After I pay, she gives me back my change in a hand so mangled I'm surprised it can hold anything at all. Thanking her, I grab my bags and turn towards the exit. Immediately, I see a man looking through magazines at the storefront. The skin on his face and hands is the consistency of a hot dog that fell into a campfire. He must be a burn victim. I turn the other way and see a woman with a purple bruise surrounding her neck, her eyes bugged out and bloodshot. Death by hanging. I rush out the door as fast as I can. In my car, I finally catch my breath as I lean my forehead on the steering wheel. Eventually, I look up and see my familiar reflection in the rear-view mirror. My head is blown open in the back. Gunshot victim. Why did I ever wish for the power to see how people die? I felt that things always worked out in my life, even when I didn't do so hot in school or struggled with losses in my family. Everything ended well. My family told me it was God's plan, so we should be thankful to Him. I didn't believe them. I realized that everything I did was planned. It's like my life was a show. I had to test my theory. I began behaving erratically. I drove different ways to work to see if they had the scenery set up. I walked into random stores to see if they actually existed. My friends and family worried about me. They told me I seemed not to be myself. The producers must have figured out I knew what was going on. I tried my most daring attempt yet. One night, I got in my car and began driving. After hours of driving, I pulled into a motel for the night and went to sleep happily for the first time in a long while, believing that I outsmarted the producers. I woke up in the same bed, but only on a studio set with a man sitting next to me in a director's chair. Well, look who woke up. You gave us quite a fright leaving like that, he began, polishing a gun in his hands. You know, we realized that your little epiphany a while back and let it go. You are a clever one, figuring it out. However, you made one error. The show was never about you. It was always about your brother. You, my friend, were an extra. And now your brother will deal with your tragic death this season.